Hey everybody, it's Danny here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a walk-in cooler door using some scrap panels that you guys may have lying around. Now, in the background, as you guys can see, I have a scrap piece right here. There are some cutouts. There's a circle cut in that corner over there. There's a cutout in this corner. And yeah, I just don't want to put this to waste, so I'm going to make a door for a walk-in cooler that I'm building tomorrow morning. So the first thing you want to do is measure the opening of the door frame that your door is going to fit in. Now I measured this earlier and the opening is going to be 66 high and 22 wide. Now in order for the door to fit on the frame, what you want to do is make sure that there's a 2-inch overlap over the door frame. So what that means is that there's 2 inches excess of the door going all the way around the door frame. So instead of me cutting this panel 66, it's going to be 4 inches more, 2 inches on each side. So the height will be 70 inches and the width will be, instead of 22, it's going to be 26. So 2 inches from the top and 2 inches from the bottom, 2 inches from the left and 2 inches from the right. Going to overlap over the door frame. So I'm going to go ahead and measure that out on here using a Sharpie and a tape measure. Let me set down my camera. So I don't know if you guys can see because I'm going to cut the panel, for the door, I don't want this piece over here, this little tongue and groove thing. So I'm going to take this out and have a straight edge. So for my starting point, I'm just going to go along one of the ridges on my walk-in panel and use that just as a straight line. So that, I'm going to show you later, I just made a red line. That's one of the sides of my walk-in cooler door. And like I said earlier, it's going to be 26 inches wide. Now I'm just using the lines on the panel to make a straight line of my measurements. So now I've got the two sides to my door here. And now I'm going to go ahead and do the height and the height. So like I said earlier, the height's going to be 66 plus 4 is 70. Now I just need a straight edge to make a straight line. Let Let me see if I can find something. So I'm going to change the camera view so you guys can see what it looks like. So this is what it looks like. I've already drawn all my lines. I'm going to use this end. I'm just going to clean this off a bit. So my U channel is going to fit right onto here very smoothly. And then I'm going to be using this piece, the middle piece. And the ends are going to be cut out and all scrapped. So the inside of the square is going to be the door itself. So I'm going to go ahead and get a skill saw. See if I have one here. Here we go. Gonna get some gloves. We got some gloves and some glasses, safety glasses, because I don't want anything to go into my eyes, and it's always safety first, guys. So I'll be right back once I get all my safety gear, and I'll start cutting. Okay, so now I have my gloves on and I have my safety glasses, and I can go ahead, use my sawzall and cut out the panel. There we go with one end. Just having some trouble on one end over here. I'm gonna do that off camera and I'll be right back with the next step. Okay folks, so here's the next step. What you want to do is get your grinder out and just clean up all around the edges so there are no more sharp edges around here. Let me just move my camera a bit. So there are no more sharp edges around the sides that you did the cuts on. Okay, so now we're done with that, and the next step is now just to clean up all the rough surface, the whole surface. So we'll try to make it as flat as possible, especially as you can see on this end. We have some foam here. I don't know if you guys can see the light, but we have some foam, pink foam that's stuck on it. See that foam? So just gonna clean that up, give it a good wipe, and I'm gonna do that now. I'm gonna go outside, give it a good wipe, and I'll come back once it's all clean, and then I'll show you what the next step is. Okay folks, so now my panel, well my door now, is all clean, and now I can go ahead and go on to the next step, which is putting on the U-channels on all ends. So if you guys don't know what a U-channel is, it's pretty much one of these. It's where, well, it's a U-shaped and it's a channel in which the panel sits in. So what I'm going to do is go on and start with this end. Just so you guys can see, I've already pre-measured these, I already pre-cut these, sent them to my sheet metal guy to make them for me for the right size. So these can get a little tricky. But it should fit right in. Like so. There we go. That's one end. What I'm going to do, what I plan on doing is I'm going to do the both ends first, and then I'm going to do the bottom and the top. Now this end might be a little difficult because, as you can see, I don't know if you guys can see this, but this corner came a little ripped off when I took off that last piece. So I'm going to start with this end, the easy end first, and just slide my U-channel all the way down. Like so. So that's done. And now, hopefully, we can get the two ends in. Perfect. That's exactly what I want to see. I'll show you guys. I'll move the camera so you guys can see what it looks like once I put on this last piece. So this is what it looks like at the end once all the U-channels are on. So you can see it's okay if it's loose like this because I'm going to rivet this. That's the next step. We're going to rivet all the U-channels to the panel itself all the way around. That's the other corner. This corner. Like I said, don't worry about that little gap. You can silicone it and tie it shut and do rivets. Put rivets inside. And it's up to you. It's up to you. You guys could. Another way is you could put the bottom and top U-channel under under the side U-channel. So it's up to you. Whichever one you think looks nicer, do it that way. So I'm gonna get the rivets and I'll be right back. Okay, so I got my drill here with a bit. Got my rivet and my other pieces. So I'm gonna get started, and the important thing is to start from one corner and work your way all the way around. So make sure when you do the corners that they are both tucked in tightly as possible. So I like to do one first, and then I'm just going to go all the way down one side, do the holes, drill the holes, and then do the rivets. Okay folks, so this is what the door looks like once you have riveted the U-channels on both sides to the panel itself. And now we are ready for the next step, which is siliconing all the edges all the way around on both sides of the U-channel, so there are no cracks, as you can see right here. Once you put silicone, it will hide all these cracks, so there will be less of a air leak all the way around. Okay, so guys, I'm going to start siliconing. I like to start with on one corner and work all the way around as fast as I can. Okay guys, so I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, and then once I'm done that, I'm gonna go bring the gasket, and then we're gonna hook up the gasket to the panel. I'll be right back. Okay guys, so now I just finished siliconing all ends, all the edges of the panel here, our future door, and I'm gonna go ahead now and do my gaskets. So here's the gasket right here I have down here, right there. These are called compression gaskets, and how I'm going to do it is screw them in. Let me just grab a piece. So here's what it looks like. So what I'm going to do, screw it in like so, and to use the guideline, I'm just going to use the edge of the U-channel as a straight line, and just run my gasket along the edge of the U-channel. How I'm going to do that is open the gasket up and just put screws inside. I'd say around every 6 inches or so. Put a screw in and go all the way around. And just make sure when you're doing this that you actually put the gasket on the side, the uglier side, so the side that's going to hit the door frame. Do not put it on the other side, because there'll be no point in that, and that'll be on the front of the door, not the back. So I'm going to lay down my camera so you guys can see what I'm doing. And like always, to start from one corner and just work your way all the way around. These are the screws I like to use when I'm doing my gaskets. These work awesome. It's these Phillips head, super flat on the top, and there's self tabs. The first couple are going to be tricky just because the gasket is going to keep on moving. But after you get a couple in, it should be pretty easy from there on. And make sure after each screw that you're pulling on the gasket so it's straight as possible. You don't want any lumps or any bumps in your gasket. You want it straight as possible and flat as possible. And try to put the screw in as closest to the bend of the gasket as possible so the customer doesn't see the screw itself. So I got 3 in, and I'm going to work my way all the way around through the bottom and back to the starting point, and then I'll show you guys what to do next after that. I just finished doing the last bit of the gasket, screwing that corner. Everything's all done, as you can see. It's all screwed in. Every 6 inches or so. All the way around. And now we are good to go. Try and fit this on the walk-in box that we have already built. And then all we have to do now is just put the hinges on and just do some finishing touches, just some cosmetic touch-ups, and then we are done.